Okay, maybe I should explain about myself first. So the first part is about get to know about the Go. What is Go, Go history, and modern Go world, and Go rules. And then after that part, the second part, we will play Go. Many Go ban, so we can check how it is working actually. And then the third part is about Go and business. I try to find any cases which is connected Go and business. So that will be the third part. Okay, let's start. The game of Go is 4,000 years old. Maybe not, because it is based on a very legendary story. Let me tell you this later. First of all, I should explain myself. My name is Inseong Hwang. 8-time player in Europe. For the moment, currently, I'm on the first place in the European ranking list. And Go instructor from Korea, South Korea, and also National Pedagogy Nationale from Federation Française de Go. Okay. And also Switzerland. Yeah, so you can see my photos. That photo is the photo that it is in the TV program. I cannot make a picture while I'm doing that. So in a post time, I said, okay, please take one picture. Maybe I can use it in one day. So today I use it. I was in the Korean 연구생. 연구생 is the special Go study group organized by the National Go Association in Korea. So many of strong children who really good in Go, have a talent. They come to Seoul, the capital of Korea, and study together there. With the time. And in that 5-6 years period, I studied Go 12 hours a day. Go 9 to 10, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So really did only Go. You maybe do not believe, because I need to go to school, I need to do something else, many other things. But in fact, I just stayed in my Go Academy and just play Go. Okay. And then I went to the Myeongji University. There is a university Go department. So I studied Go in the university too. And then work as a TV commentator at the Korean Mother TV. So with this, you can see that there is a Go TV in Korea, 24/7, only Go. So some people use this as a medicine for sleep. Watching, because it is just in a very calm game. Just ongoing, and people just, even me, after I did one, make some, recording, and then come back to see my, the program at 11 p.m. and I got sleep. Okay. And then I came to Europe first time at 2005. I stayed 1 year in Berlin, Germany. I was invited by the Berlin Go Association. And then I came back to Korea for the duty, Korean military service, 2 years. And then I come back at 2009 and stayed to here. From 2014, I started living in France, Grenoble, and got hired by French Go Federation. Okay, so that's me. Okay, Go. It is a game of philosophy. Maybe you treat this game as, again, all the other board games, like chess, is for the strategy, that you destroy your opponent and win. But this, the Leo Tolstoy, is said that chess is a play based on science, but Go is a fight based on philosophy. So philosophy is a very important part of Go. This fan, it is the fan the calligraphy is made by Go Segen, 9-dan professional player. In 4,000 of Go history, he is one of the most famous person and who developed Go a lot. He unfortunately passed away last year with his age 100. In that age 100, there is a ceremony, big ceremony. And in that ceremony, he written the calligraphy. And the meaning is that life is like one game of Go. So if I say that, maybe you don't know anything about life. But the guy who lived 100 years, and the legendary guy, he wrote that. So says that Go is the microcosm of a life. It's a Korean proverb. So you will get to know why people say that. Okay, so history first, and then we will check the modern Go word, and then the roots. So history, I already explained. It is about 4,000 years old, and it started from, it's not the world map, only Far East Asia. So you may guess it. So it started from China area, because at the time there was no China. BC 2300. But this is based on the legendary theory that there was a king. Okay, I will explain about this because it will come later. And then it came to Korea at AD 400, and it's called Badu at the time. In China, it's called Weiqi. And then come to Japan, just 100 years after, and they call it Go. And then when it comes to Europe or America, by whom? By China, by Korea, or by Japan? We know this game as Go. So Japan, they did it in the 1880s, when they opened their country. They had to open at the time, and then it came to Europe and to America. So we know this game as Go, and many of known in Go is Japanese. Okay, so this is the historical background. Origin in China 4,000 years ago. It is by King Yao. King Yao is that guy, is it? He, made this game of Go for what? What reason? I mean, why make this kind of thing? The board game, some new games come on, like the Kazan, or what else? I like Rekusie Lobo, and many other, board games. With the commercial reason they make it, but he didn't make it for the commercial reason. At least he didn't get any royalty of it. Anyway, he made it for teaching his dumb son. He had a dumb son or a very aggressive, wild son. And he would like to fight in real all the time. So he would like to teach him that how the life works and put him down and only fight on the Goban, not in real. So that's why he made it, for the educational reason. That is the legendary story. And then, in Confucius, analytics of Confucius, it is called Lun Yu in Chinese term, no in Korea, mentioned about this, BC 500. It is the first written mention about Go. Okay. And you guess, do you know the Lun Yu is this guy? Is very famous in Asian part, but maybe not. Okay. He mentioned about this game, and he said, okay, it's like that. Hey, do something, at least Go, at least play Go. Is it positive meaning or negative meaning? It can be positive or negative. So, as a Go player, we treat this as a positive meaning. Because, at least Go, you should do something, at least. But some people treat this as a negative meaning. But anyway, it was the first written mention, and it was the one of the four sacred arts practiced by the emperor. So, emperor or some noble people, they study this Go as the tool, the cultural tool. It is painting, music, and calligraphy altogether. So it was a tool that you should know to become a noble person in the past. This is the Go-in story, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Do you know Romance Three Kingdoms? It is very famous in Korea and Japan maybe, and China too. It is the story of the Three Kingdoms, and this guy, so now you see that they play Go, and he is quite big and looks very strong, already physically looks very strong. So he's the general, Kwanu, and he is now playing with his colleague, and you see that this guy is doing something. He's a medical doctor. In fact, he got some poisoned arrow in the war, in the battle. So he had to scratch the bone to take the poison away. Otherwise, poison goes to the whole body and then he will die. Okay, let's do this surgery. Then, so, would you like to get some, medicine to have no, kind of feeling inside? How do you call that? To before the big surgery, you got some. Nowadays, in this way.
Anesthetic?
Yes, that's one. So he had to. He asked about this. So would you like to do it? Maybe just drink some alcohol at least. And then he said, no, it's okay. Maybe you can just bring the Go ban. And this guy is famous as a Go player. So he plays Go to forget about the pain. I don't believe. Forget about that pain, scratch the bone, but still, that is the legendary story written in this romance of the Three Kingdoms. Okay, and then Japan. We should check Korea first, in fact, because it came from China to Korea to Japan. But we skip this one, we'll explain this later. Japan made the professional system. At the 17th century, the Tokugawa shogun, this guy, at the 16th century, Japan invaded Korea, and it failed. And they would like to come again to invade, but this guy, he didn't like to have a war. But there are so many generals they would like to fight, but he should make some tool to make them down, cool down. So he used this Go as the tool. But he gave a power to Go. For example, when people, someone who is playing very good way of Go, then they start giving some food. Food was kind of money at the time. So to put the stone on the board, the stone on the board doesn't make any money or food. But from that time, it was possible because he politically used this tool as the generals. They like to put them down to only fight on the Goban, not in real. Okay. And then the castle game. It is they are having the medieval time, so there were many castles, and the big castle, the shogun, they really like to watch the game of Go. The best two players play Go in front of shogun, and to play that game was very important, and to win this game was also very important because they can get some food. It was rice at the time. Okay, the four noble Go families came and they lived Go for 400 years. That's why they have very good background, cultural background, and also developed a lot of Go skills at the time. And then later, in 20th century, they made the professional system. And Korea, now it comes. In fact, Korea didn't do anything. Korea just, play Go, just enjoy. Why not? Don't make any professional system or nothing. We have some written mention about Go, but not a lot. But in 1990s, very late, in 1990s, beginning of 1990s, one Korean boy, 14 years old, he got the title, and 16, when he became 16, he got the first world title, world championship title. So all Korean parents who had a child, they put their child into the Go academies. Oh, maybe my child has that talent too. He can earn a lot of points because at the time, the Go players earn very much money, more than the sports stars. Okay. So in Korea now, there are about 1,000 Go academies with 500,000 students, and therefore we made even Go university, the Go department in the university, and Go high school founded. It's still growing. The International Go Alternative School also founded, and it is now teaching Go in 1,500 schools for the after-school activity. Okay. And then Go in Western. So Go is very popular in Korea, Japan, and China, particularly in these three countries. But in Go in Western, not that popular, but still known as the game. It is the picture of États-Unis, USA, around 1930s. It looks like a movie. If you just change it to go to chess, it looks really natural, but it is Go. So you can see already at the time people played Go quite a lot. And European Go Federation and also American Go Association, they made a big step forward in 2012 and 2014, because in 1615 there was the first written mention about Go, and American Go Association found in the 20s, and also French Go Association Federation founded in 1960s. Even earlier, European Go Federation or German Go Association they founded in 20th century. And then, in that about 100 years, they have no professional system, but 2012, they finally made it. The first pro of America is here, that too, and he is the Slovakian guy who...
We are from Slovakia.
Congratulations. He became a first pro in more than 100 of this European Go history. The legendary guy, maybe 50 years later. Okay, so like that, in Europe, Western world, Go is still developing. And who plays Go? The superstar you might know. Yes, Bill Gates. He played Go, and he mentioned about this game that I would like to become a good chess and a Go player. It is too big disappointment of my life. I know, richest man in the world, but still, pity, couldn't become a pro. But I envy you. Okay, and then Mao Zedong is the politician of China. He required to his generals to study this game because there are so many tactics, strategies that they should know, many skills and strategies which can be applied to the real battle or war. So let's check this one. This is the movie in the American soft opera. They found the serial killer's house. Unfortunately, they couldn't get him, but they now can analyze his the room, and they found his Hwang there.
What kind of game is it?
In China, it's called Wei Qi. Here we call it Go. It's considered to be the most difficult board game ever conceived.
Chairman Mao required his generals to learn it.
It also
General Mao.
looks like he's playing himself.
How can you tell?
He's not real, but
This might provide an advantage, actually. Go is considered to be a particularly psychologically revealing game. There are profiles for every player: the conservative point counter, the aggressor, the finesser.
What kind of player is this one?
Extreme aggressor.
I'm very extremely aggressive Go player, but I'm not a serial killer. Anyway, it is about mentioned about Go in media. And Albert Einstein, he also played Go, and John Nash, who got the Nobel Prize, and Alan Turing, you know about him? Alan Turing?
Mm-hmm.
He called the father of computer, I heard. And Daniel Berry, he is the astronaut of America. He played Go in the space. The first guy who played Go in space. How to fix the stone in space? I don't know. Maybe he did it. Yeah. These famous players also play Go. So now we should check the modern Go world. So China, there are about 20 million players. Korea, 9 million. Japan, 5 million. About 5 years ago, what I heard is that China, they didn't have that much of Go players, but it became a big fashion because, like, same reason. in 1990s, Go become very famous among Korean children or parents because the Korean young boy who won the world championship. But here too, in China, around late 2000 or 2009, around that time, they become the best, one of the best Go strength country. So many of Chinese parents, they put their child to this Go world. Okay, so that's why 20 million, Korea become, it was 10 million but a bit less, and then all together you can see that 38 million players from the world, but mostly in Asia. And number of pro players, Japan, they have longest history, so that's why they have a lot. In China, many people, more, and Korea, 300 only. And you see Europe and USA has 4. They just started. There are 8 world championships with about $250,000, and altogether it is about $50 million for the prize. Here you can see that this is LG Cup. So LG is a big sponsor of Go, and they support this tournament. They compete in an official event and also broadcast in the TV. So they show this is the capture of that broadcast. It was the world championship match. In fact, that two, same guy. So he won some championship in Samsung. Samsung LG, they really support this a lot. Okay. And then this is Go tournament in Germany. I tried to find a fancy one for French. I could have made it, but this is the most fancy one that I found. It's really good photo that many people play Go. It should be the one called Go Congress, where about 800 Go players come once a year to play Go. And then it is second longest game. That the first longest game is the backgammon, and this is the second one. If we believe it is 4,000 years old, but still that is the game which has not beaten by computer players. Okay, it is the chess match. Deep Blue. It is in fact not the. It is just only first victory. It doesn't mean that he won that series, but year after, Deep Blue won the championship, World Chess Championship against this World Champ Master. Sorry for him that I choose this photo. Okay, anyway. But this one, you can see tic-tac-toe solved already, and connect board, okay, checkers that are solved, but chess, okay, it is not completely solved, but programs, computer programs, they can beat human, but still, Go is not. This column is the guy who is not very strong in Go, but he made the program which is way more stronger than his strengths. So he even played, here's the guy, Remy, he's playing with, he's a Japanese old nine-dan professional player. He played the game against this world's strongest level player, but not with normal, say, the fair game. It's called a 4-stone handicap game, means that black put first 4 moves, which is a lot of advantage. So it means that still the best Go program is far from the world best level. Okay, and 2014 they played, and just 4 days ago I also played with this guy. He is the guy, the same guy as here, and I played this game in Grenoble.
Il a explosé.
There's the guy right down there. He's playing. Okay, so it was very interesting experience. It was very good. Okay, so as you can see, it is second longest game, but still didn't solved by the human yet. So it has a lot of difficulties.
Inseong, you win the computer.
Yes.
Yes, but you win at the 30 move.
30 13.
30 at
The
the...
first one, it was just demonstration. We checked.
Yeah, but the second one,
The second one,
you win at the...
3 on stone handicap.
Yeah, at least on the gap, but you win at the 30 move.
No, 120 or something.
Oh, okay.
What you saw was the first game. That we just check whether it is working or not.
Okay.
Maybe that one. So it is the game that I played. Okay. Anyway, so we checked that Go is the game about 4,000 years old, but still it is played in Asian 3 countries and plus Western country as well. And also it is not solved by computer programs. It's quite interesting game, isn't it? We should get to know about the rules, but instead of showing that, maybe I should show the simple rules about the Go. It is played on this wooden board. So here you can see the wooden board. It is 19 lines. It is biggest one. It is black and white stones. Many of Western players, they put their stone into this square because it looks like the right place to put the stone in it. And it is perfectly fit in this square. But in fact, you should put this in the intersection. And that is the rule. Black and white play by 1 move each. And basically, you need to have more territory than your opponent. So that's why it is not different, totally different than chess. The chess, for win this game, you need to kill the king. Okay? Or if you lose the king, then you cannot win the game. But this one, you can let your opponent's king alive, and you also alive, and win the fight. So it is more like a war, not the battle that you just come and kill someone. It is about the negotiation, and also it's like political game. You deal with your opponent to gain just a little more point than your opponent. Okay? So before I explain this, it's just very basic rule. I think it is better that we start with the Goban. There are many Go teachers who teaches Go to many of beginners. So please get to know about this game. Then after some break, we will have a second part. I will try to make the connection between Go and business, and how this Go theory can be applied in the real business world. Okay, thank you, and let's take a break a bit. So, second part. So you get to know about Go, liberties, or kill the group, or territory, something like that. The second part is Go and business. So we'll explain that how the Go philosophy and strategies can be applied in the business. But business is not my major part. I'm just Go geek, so that's really only Go. So I got some help from the university, Go department professor, how I can do, because he is the guy who did many of these conference and workshop in Samsung and LG, very big company in Korea. For example, Samsung had a workshop conference about the business wisdom from Go. But they also try to apply about this Go philosophy in their business. So for the company president, not for only workers, president conference, he went there to make the conference. So I got some advice from him, so can believe some fact about this. And LG, there is a president of LG electronic part, Mr. Hu, and he mentioned about Go like this. Okay, let's move on. As a Go player, they know about this. When I was young also, it was my kind of exam that I need to know about this. Of course, it is very difficult to understand everything, but I wrote this page because it is very fancy to me. It is called this one. This is Go. It is 10, and it is something you should know, rules. Okay, so 10 strategies, rules about, get to know about Go or to play Go well. And this one, it is very often applied to the business and political theory. So I analyze this, not all of them, but analyze some of this to compare with business case. So it is like that, 10, and it can be separated in two parts. The first one is mindset. These 5 words, that one, are about the mindset. And the second part, it is about strategy. It can be separated in these two parts. So let's do the mind first. The first one, it is called 부득 탐승 in Korean way. Ready? What is the meaning of this? It is greed for the win takes the win away. So basically you play your game to win, is it? Otherwise, maybe you can just play for fun, it's fine too. But basically win, that's much more fun than lose. Everything and every part. But you shouldn't try to win the game, because then this mind will blow this win away. So this one, it is called professional player's game, and this guy is holding the fan. He's the guy who played against the AI, the computer Go. He was a bit younger than the time, and he is holding this hand fan. Professional players, they really like this hand fan in order to to get personal temperature down. Because they are not the perfect Go player, so they also play some mistakes. So after they play mistake, angry, you need to put this down and then because you cannot ask for the air conditioner all the time. So this is the Go player's accessory, and in that accessory you can see that something is written. What is the meaning of this one? It is about this. The famous Go players, they from time to time have chance to make this kind of calligraphy, and they written about this mind, especially about this part. To be greedy, to win the game, in fact, it doesn't help. So the first one is Fujisawa Shuko, one of the legendary Go player. He said this one, like floating cloud and flowing water. So how are they? They just go in a natural way, is it? To just be natural. That is what it means. And this guy is called Cho Hyun, 9-dan professional player from Korea. Absence of desires. I made this meaning in a very fancy, good way, but if we directly translate it, then it is nothing, mind. So no mind. There's no mind. Doesn't mean very good. It's like don't try to win. Okay? Just without greedy mind. Just play Go and this helps more. So here, Bashu and Long. You know about this company? It is for the contact lens, is it? In 1970s, they had a low price strategy in order to dominate the market. So in fact, it worked because their competition, they got broke down. Okay, looks good. However, it was not a good choice because bigger companies, they eat that companies. So they got a chance to go into this market. So they had to fight against the bigger companies that had a difficulty. And Lehman Brothers, in 2008 and 9, because of the risk they took, it was too greedy to extend their business, therefore they couldn't make it well. So let's check how it can be applied in the real game. This is the game. It is called First In-Cup World Go Championship at 1989. Cho Hyun, who wrote No Mind, is the guy who played as black, and white was Nei Wei-ping, Chinese best player. This was the first championship, the world championship in the world. Because before that, Chinese, they played Go in their country, and Japan, Korea too. But the first one was made by the In, he is the founder. The winner prize was $400,000. It was bigger than Wimbledon prize, winner prize at the time. But Wimbledon prize is over 3 million now, but this one is still 400,000 because that the President Im, he passed away and there was no development since then. Anyway, this was the first match. So to win this first World Go Championship, it takes a lot of honor. So that's why the Liu Weiping, he was Chinese player, and Ying, who support this championship, is Chinese too, Chinese Taiwan. Anyway, so he had a lot of pressure that he had to win this fight in this game. It was 5-game series. Someone who wins 3 games in a row first, then game over. It was 1-2 by the Liu Weiping. He was leading 2-1, but he lost the fourth game, so it became 2-2, and this is the final. And in that final, he had a lot of pressure that he had to win this game. So it is very difficult to explain about Go moves, but it is very known Go example as a Go player that if you really would like to win the game, if you are greedy in winning games, how you can be, it's a bit sorry to Liu Weiping, silly to play. Because he played in this great match as really bad game. So black played here in order to erase this area, because otherwise white maybe can have everything in this area. It's a very big spot. Go is a territorial game. Black has several spots around here, but this is too big. That's why black invade. But to invade here, to break this area, it can be broken, but it is quite difficult to break everything like that. In the end, it turned like this. The black put the stone here, but even he put the stone in this area to destroy this area. It came like this because white plays so many slack moves. So we try to win. So he cannot be flexible. He played in a very, solid way, but this wasn't the right strategy. So he couldn't win this game. And the second one, this is the life and death problem. It is called Chimego problem. That it is black's turn. Black should save this group inside. You probably got to know that to save the group, you need to have 2 eyes inside. Okay? 2 eyes. It is already surrounded. So to be safe in this little area is making separate 2 eyes. It was the problem that I did when I was young. But it was so difficult to solve. But I was like a go kid. I got one problem. If I don't solve problems, then I just stay in that one problem for days or weeks like that. But it was so difficult to find it. In the first, I thought that I can solve it very easy and quickly because it is not very difficult problem. It looks. But I couldn't solve this problem for a week because I really tried to solve this problem. That greedy idea couldn't solve this because the last move, okay, black need to play here to save, and after white attaches, which is very good move, now black can play some moves around here to save. Okay? If you want to save, if you want to do something, you should really do something there. But I couldn't find the problem because there's no solution. So I even asked to my teacher that there's no solution. Don't make fun with me. There's nothing. But he said, no, keep going, keep going. So it takes a week to solve this problem. That the answer is in fact, don't play. If you do not play any move here, then it is allowed. But if you play any move around here, then you cannot save. So if you just don't try to save it, okay, that is impossible. Maybe you just leave it like that. If you can think like this, just away from the result, then you can sometimes see this kind of result. So after solve this problem, I had a chance to move on. Okay. And then the second one, it is Ikeri-1. It is about this one. Be unhurried to enter opponent's territory. So in the first case, we checked that this Cho Hun-hyun, 9-dan professional player, wow, it is so big, so I should do something immediately and then do something inside. Just put the stone directly in the middle of somewhere to destroy. Then this become big overplay. So that's why he played here. It wasn't really deep, is it? Slowly he went down here. So this is the case that we can find in Nike's marketing strategy. That in 1987, Reebok was a bigger company than Nike. That they earned about $3 billion, and Nike was half of that. But around 2000, beginning of 2000, Nike got $11 billion, but Reebok stays in that $3 billion area. It is because they overextended their business to the various markets. For example, they make not the sports clothes, but the normal, general clothes, and also even they make the shipping company. So maybe they would like to ship their products, but anyway, it failed. But Nike, they slowly extend their market. For example, when they go into the gold market, they didn't jump into gold market directly. They started from very small product, like shoes, golf shoes. They started with that. And then they got a contract with the superstar like Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan in basketball. That, after that, they got the clothes with his Tiger Woods name, and then slowly extend their business after they got some experience from it and got some infra from the business. And then after that, they start the tool, gold tools. And these gold tools, they also didn't start directly. They start with the gold ball and then club like this. So slowly extended, and they apply this theory to any other sports. So they got the best. Okay, so here's the example. It is next area, looks pretty big. So it looks, I need to do something immediately because that area is quite big. If you feel that you put the stone inside, then you can get something from it directly. But it is professional game that if like this one, it is really a good move because he started from the move what he already had. So after this move, black can make this area as like big territory, but white also can make this area as big area too. So it is still not a bad game. But instead, if I put the stone inside immediately to do something, then black can attack this. It will be quite difficult to be survived. Start from the place where they know, where their friends are. So start slowly getting in. So in the end, I won the game. Okay. And the third one, it is called 공피고와. It is about take care of oneself when attacking others. So basically, when you attack your opponent, you should focus on your opponent to attack it. Okay? But in fact, before attack, just right before attack, you should check your shape first. Because if you are not ready to attack, you cannot attack. So in unready position, start to attack, then it becomes the bad choice. For example, Toyota, when they entering the US market in the first 1957, they had a car called Crown. In fact, I heard that the US buyers, they really liked the design of this, but they got to they got this idea because the chairman of Toyota, he saw that the Volkswagen Beetle can drive in the US. US is the large country. So he thought that only big cars can be driven in the US market. But Beetle is a small car. So, okay, if Beetle can do it, why not us? So he started it, but it failed because this car wasn't really adapted in US way. It is in a very large area. So after like 3,200 kilometers, 2,000 miles, after running with the car, it just break down. So that's why it's completely failed. So before they go into that area, they should have prepared to change the type of car which is adapted to U.S. country, territory, not Japan, much smaller than U.S. area. Here too. That case, this voice group, it is in danger. That voice group, to save the group, you need to have two separated eyes, but you cannot find it. To make eye space is quite difficult. But in this case, actual game, black, push it here to cover, to surround this group, because it is difficult to move out now. It looks voice group is surrounded and that, but it was a mistake, because black had a weakness, which was this cut. So white cuts here, and in the end, it turns out like this. After here, black should attach on it, and then white can't even kill this group. So that was the end. That white takes everything, white kills and break everything, so the game over. So instead of this one, the best move for black here was just taking this weakness out, just here, to defend this weakness, and then still, there was no way out. Black can still cover, so this group was completely dead. It is really the moment. When I play Go, in the moment I feel that, it is over. Finally, I can take the lead of this game. So maybe I should play the last move to finish this game. And then, normally, I play move very quickly because I really want to see the outcome directly. But I failed a lot. Many experience made me hold my mind once more. So just hold it and check once more and then do it. It's like a action movie. The bad guys, they always say, ha ha ha, I win, and then try to shut the gun, but something happens. So I would always feel that why bad guys, they are having very loose moments in the end. Just finish, but lose, ha ha ha, I won, ha ha, and then they lose. Okay, so like that. And this one too, it is also everyone life in this situation that white group is not completely okay. So black should do something. So I don't know much about this, but in case black really would like to kill this, then where would black need to play? You don't need to think deep, but as black, you want to kill something, then should do something inside. Here, or maybe here, or here, touch something and do something inside. But the right answer is this one. That is the only move that black can kill this group. Because black has this weakness that white can play a move here to make it very weak. So that's why black should first take care of this weakness, and then it is just possible to kill. So sometimes answer is not on your opponent's side. Answer is in your side. So you should try to check yourself to be ready. Okay. And that three were about the mind part, and this is about the strategy part. It is called Dongsu Sangum. Sangum is that the move must be considered the other moves. For example, when game goes like that, looks like this, your move, what you will play, should be connected with the moves what already placed on the board. Because if it is not connected, then you cannot make the good moves. Let's see the case. About the US car market in 2009. Toyota Honda was quite stable company at the time, and this Detroit's big three, Chrysler, GM, Ford, had some crisis, so they might bankrupt at the time. So they asked to the US federal government to help their company. And Toyota and Honda, maybe they should block that. But they endorsed to help these big three federal companies because if they broke down, then India or China, this Tata and Glee, that companies have chance to go into that market, and they have good technical skills and have very low price, so you have much more difficult situation for them. So that's why they support this federal aid, so prevent the economic shock aid first, and also prevent the low-cost companies. So still, they are selling their car well. So it is to see the big picture, not only the profit that you can earn directly. It is really often adapted in real game case. For example, this one. White plate here, and it looks that black's one stone is not really in a good position. It is just one stone. It is very weak one. So black should save this blue in general, and white also saves, and that's normal. But instead of this one, black can be succeed in local because black saves this one, it looks fine. However, black should see the bigger picture, the better weaker. So for now, you got some damage. For now, it is your damage. However, black can continue well with this one, and you can see that all black's moves what black played before, it is well connected with this black's area. So black can expect much bigger profit than this small area. So if you just focus on the profit, that what you can earn directly, for now, it can turn as your big damage. Sometimes you should see the big picture and fail in local, but succeed in game. Go is war, not a battle. Chess is like a battle. There is one guy, king, and the other king. They fight, and one guy got dead, killed, then game over. Go is not like that. That king, A king, B king, they both can be survived. They just dance on the board, but just a bit better for than opponent. So negotiate it, deal it. So you may succeed in local, but failed in game. For example, this is called pattern. Pattern is kind of, how to say, it's the very standard shape that you can have 50-50 situation. Black has good point here, white has good potential. So it is very good shape, 50-50 for both. But in this case, there is a situation that has this position, and if now white plays, black plays this one, same pattern, that one, same. Okay? But in general case, it is okay. But in other case, it can be the damaged choice. So instead of this one, black should choose another move, which is another pattern you can choose, which is adapted in this situation. So if you do not think about the situation and just follow the proper way, sometimes you cannot get the right move. So you should see the big picture. And for that, you should make a good connection with the other stones which already exist on the board. And the second one, it is called Bongwi Sugi. It is about sacrifice. When in danger, abandoning, sacrifice. This, do you know the company Hitachi? Hitachi is a Japanese company. So what they make it? What is the company about? I mean, Toyota, they make a car, and Toshiba, and this is Toshiba, they make computers. And Hitachi, they make home appliances, which is about refrigerator or TV, computers, like that. They known as this company, and they had no damage in the 50 years up to 1999. But at 1999, they got a big crisis. That they have a big lose, and about 10 years they had very difficult time. So people believe that Hitachi is over. It was the most stable Japanese company, but become really nearly vanished. But they decide to abandon the appliance part. People know this company as this one, but they abandoned this because it is the main reason why they have so much expenses and wasn't really well good chain. So that's why they abandoned this part and they changed their company as a B2B company. So this is where it is England. They sell this train to England government. I heard that it is about 5.7 billion pounds. It's like $8.8 billion that they got income after selling about 850 trains. And this one, it is Italy one. They also sell this train, and also they sell the rails and buying companies related with this one. So they got a lot of profit from it. So nowadays, Hitachi is known as this company, and it is much bigger than before. So they abandoned this. So when in danger, don't hold it, just sacrifice, but do something better. This one, it is Samsung Cup final. Samsung always support the professional tournament every year, and it is one of the biggest world championship in the world, gold championship in the world. The white is the Korean boy guy, Young-ho, and he played against Kuri, Chinese player. Now, can you see a weak group as a beginner, Go player? Can you see something is in danger? Yeah. Any group? Everybody okay here? There is a weak group. Where is it? What? This? Yes. That wise group doesn't have two eyes, need to have two eyes, but doesn't have it, and it is nearly surrounded. So this kind of big group, you should save it. For example, white played now 5, 8, 10, 13, 18 moves. He played 18 moves on the board. And these 10 stones, more than half of the stone, what he put the stone on the board, are weak. So you must save it. Because if you do not save, if you just give it, and it looks like game is over. 18 moves you play and 10 is dead. Doesn't make sense. But he chose that way. That group was so weak. It could be survived if I try this group. But then black will have very nice outside and advantage. So he decided to give it away. He cuts and then give it. So finally black kills this one, but while that time black had to play 2 moves here. He had to spend 2 turns. While that time white breaks this lower area and goes out to make this black still weaker. So that one was a very good choice because of that result, white takes the lead and white won this game. So he won this game. But at the time, it was quite difficult to expect that white gives this big group away. But it was in danger. So instead of saving it, he gave it. It's like a Hitachi. This one, it was the main part. But they abandoned this main part, but got the new word to get the company. Okay. And the last one, the last strategy, it is similar as the second one. It is called Gija Jengson. This card stones, same, but with different idea to gain initiative. There is a known company who couldn't do this, which is Nokia, your phone. Sorry about this. Nokia was the best mobile company for 14 years. The feature phone, what they made, was about 40% of total mobile market. But nowadays, Nokia is not very known as a smartphone company. Apple, Samsung, and what else? Okay. They couldn't get the initiative of this mobile part, even though they had this 14 years of glory. That's why they should have focused on this smartphone part to get the initiative, but they couldn't. So this is the case you can apply in the game case. Here on the bottom, at this point, these two, did you study about liberty? Liberty is very important to kill the stone or save your group. For example, now it is black's turn. That two guys and that two guys are fighting each other. Okay, now to do, black should remove these two stones liberty. White also removes it, but now black can capture. So it looks like great result. That black takes this area. However, if black plays like that, white can take the initiative. Now black doesn't need to continue playing this low card, so it can play in the new area first. So instead of this one, the right move for black was, even though black can kill this two, black shouldn't do it. Should have played around it because it was the bigger market. That he may succeed in this feature phone market, but instead abandon it and focus on the other one, smartphone parts, and focus on that. The goal is like that. Black succeed in low card because black takes these two stones, but he succeed in wrong area. If you make a successful result in wrong area, means wrong. Even though you made a great success, maybe if I dance and sing well here in this mode, I do dance or sing well, but still it is failure because it is not the place. Maybe in the karaoke I should do it. Same. He succeed in wrong area, so failed. Instead of this one, abandon this, even though he can be succeed and play elsewhere. This is really often applied theory in Go, the technique, strategy, that you don't focus in local but look the whole board, the global point of view, and take the initiative in the new area. So it is perfectly fit with the Nokia case. Okay, like that. There were two parts, mindset part and second one was strategical part. In this strategical part, the main idea is that don't focus in local or don't see only the profit that you can get just right after. You should see the bigger picture and longer future to decide moves. And for that, you need to have a good connection with the stones what you already have played. It is the same as the business strategy. And mindset. In many sports, physical sports or mind sports, everything, strategy is very important. And also technique is important. For example, basketball player, if he would like to make a goal, and he should make a right strategy. Okay, should I go to this way or go this way to get closer to the goal? Or a soccer player too. And for that, they need to have a good technique. With good technique, like Lionel Messi, they can go. But in Go, technique is important and strategy is important too. But we cannot say that Messi had very good mind, so that's why he made a good strategy and good technique. But Go game, this mind part is very important. Even though you are a very good player, you cannot make a big success if you don't have wrong concept of the game. In Japan, 1980s, the old man, who is around 50 years old, he was the title holder, the best player. And very young, new challenger came, he's about 20s. And he won all 3 games in a row. He needed to win 4 games to finish it. And after he won 3 games, he said, he is strong. He is technically very strong, but he has no philosophy. That's why I cannot lose this game. And then, maybe that one helped for that guy, the 20 years old boy guy. So he got, maybe he treated as a very big assert. Maybe because of that he got some idea about this philosophy. He won 4 games in a row after. So that old man couldn't win that fight in that series. So after he loses this title, he never get the title back. It was the biggest title in that area. And that 20 years old boy became the best person, the best Go player. This mind part, don't be greedy to win, don't hurry to do something. This kind of idea is really helpful, and I believe that it is also can be applied in business part too. I hope you get interested in this game more and play and get many ideas about your business. Okay. Thank you. Merci pour votre temps et votre attention.
Long.